So today we're going to do Rumi's Demon Patterns makeup, and I have this reference picture that I made. It's on Pinterest. I'll leave the link below. I also have a printable version that has the easy version and the real version based on the movie if you want to download that. Now, I'm using Snazaroo face paint. This is water activated paint, and I found this to be the best for beginners. I also bought this also from Amazon. This has a lot of different colors. Also still good. Just make sure that you get the one that's water based. And then for brushes, I have a thick brush and then I have a thin brush for details. And let's get started with this. So it comes in a cake. You just dip the brush in a little bit of water. Don't make it too wet. Just start out with a little bit first and then work it into the makeup here. Just kind of rub it around, and you want it to be very opaque. You want to get a lot of product on there. You don't want it to be runny, so it's going to be creamy, but enough that you could spread it. So I'm just going to start on her forehead, and you're just going to try to go in one stroke. Just go down and make it like a little bit of a zigzag, and then depending on the brush you have, you can kind of tilt the brush a little bit to get it to be a thinner line. And then I'm going to go back, put a little bit more product on here, and then we'll do the side version. So again, this water-based makeup works best if you do it in one stroke, and then you can let it dry and do a second layer, but you really want to get like a lot of product on there the first time. And then for the side of the face, it's kind of just right across the cheekbone. Just do like one big line going back to the ear. And then we're just going to do a couple on the other side of the face. So have your little person turn their face a little bit instead of you kind of walking around their face. So yeah, so here again, we're going to kind of just go from the ear and like make this one go up a little bit by the cheekbone so that it shows like kind of right under where the eye is. And then have another line coming down kind of from the jawline towards the mouth. So that looks really good. And then if you want to put something on their neck, you can just, another zigzag line under the neck. It is kind of hard to get under there unless you're moving around like I'm at a table, so it's really difficult to do. So if you really want to do the neck, you can, but if you just want to do the face, that already looks really good. You don't need a whole lot for Rumi's face because really she's, a half demon. And the purple is really nice. This is a lighter colored purple, the lilac of Snazaroo brand. I think it works well for a lot of different skin tones because it is a lighter purple. So it will show up on darker skin tones. And then for lighter skin tones, it's not like too dark. So I think this is a good choice. It was also the cheapest one out of the ones I found on Amazon. They did have purple, which was a couple dollars more, and then they had like a metallic purple, which I think the price went up a lot because it's getting really close to Halloween. So here you can see I did do a second layer, and yeah, just make sure it's not watery because if it's too much water, it's just going to smear a lot. And then you can see here, even though this is just a mannequin, if I wipe it off with a paper towel, not a lot of product comes off. So this is what I mean by it's much better than those cream or oil-based makeups. So if I rub really, really hard, of course, yes, it's going to come off. And then it is really easy to take it off at the end of the day also. Like I'm just using straight water here and it just wipes off super easy. You could also use a baby wipe, but you don't really need to use like makeup remover for this. Pretty much just soap and water and like a paper towel or a washcloth will do. And then I'll show you guys what it looks like on my skin. I did do a whole separate video where I showed you these other products that I bought from Amazon, but I'll show this to you right now. So if I just take a little bit of the product, like I have a medium tan skin tone, so it goes on really smoothly on your skin and it dries to a matte finish. And then I'll show you a little bit, let it dry a little bit and then show you what it looks like when you try to rub it off. Okay, so this is dry and I'm rubbing pretty hard and just a little bit of product came off. If you rub very hard or you put, the paper towel on there, so you can see initially there's not a whole lot that comes off. But yeah, as the day goes on, it's going to wear off just like everything else. But I do feel like this is the best one out of the options that you can have for makeup.